I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
I'm recording.
I'm recording.
I missed Alex's last comment.
I'm Rapcore. What? What was my last comment?
Save all the jizz for Jizzuary.
What the fuck, Spencer? Dude.
Well, you said it.
Why would you say that?
You said it, not me.
Can you... What the... Dude, this is a family program.
No, it's not.
You're here talking about ejaculation? Talking about ejaculate month?
It might relate to the cartoon you watched today, Samurai Ejaculation.
He just wouldn't stop coming. Damn it.
Way of the Samurai. Never stop coming.
We promised we wouldn't talk about cum this episode.
And then Alex is the one that promised it, and then Alex immediately started talking.
No,
about it.
you broke it. You started. You said...
No.
What did you say? You said jizzing for jizzuary or something.
Yeah. But you asked me to say it. You see how
I
you
didn't.
created it? You created this monster, and now
That's
you
not even
have
what I
to live it.
said. Nobody has proof that's what I said. You just randomly said that.
We don't have proof. No. We don't have proof that that's what you said, but you asked me to say what you said. And therefore I said that, but you started it because you asked for it.
That's not what I said, though.
We don't know. You can't prove it's not.
But that's not what I said, and you said that. So you started this.
No.
He
By
said,
making
she
up
said, we all jizz. Okay?
Fabrications. We all jizz.
Look, we all jizz, all right? We're on an even playing field.
Let's just get along.
We're all just jizzing everywhere, okay? Let's just...
Stay tuned for the map up. Relevant.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new series. You've had game talk, you've had book talk, and for a few seconds there, you had jizz talk. But now we have movie talk.
Alex, I was going to cut that out.
No, it stays now. And it stains now, because it's jizz. Welcome to the episode, everybody.
A blue light.
Stains?
Yeah, like a jizz stain. You ever get like jizz on something and it stains it?
Not without the what Teddy was saying, like a blue light.
Get your jizz checked.
Jizz checked. You ever heard like a cum stain? Like a jizz stain? Okay, whatever. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. As I said, we're doing a special episode today. This was my idea, so I'm going to take the reins here. We're doing movie talk, and it's cartoon month, so we're going to be talking about some cartoon movies. So stay tuned for that. They might just make you jizz. Spencer,
Hentai.
do the plugs.
Draw yourself over to Apple Podcasts
Or jizz yourself over.
and Spotify. Right? I'm trying to be the clean guy.
Okay.
Trying to be. It's a family podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and put something animated in our Discord where we talk about cartoons, video games, sometimes movies, and nothing else all the time.
And life is a movie. Like this show. So we are the Button Mappers, and you're in full feature presentation here for your viewing pleasure. If you like movies, be sure to subscribe. Every Monday, got them. Podcast movies. And I know you like them, so just, go to the Fandango app and leave us a like.
Don't go there.
If you subscribe to the Fandango app today and use code JIZZ, button JIZZ, you get
Jizz.
0% off of your next movie ticket.
Don't do any of that.
Make a video
You
response.
can do that.
So yeah, we've done game talks. Hopefully, people have seen those. We've done one book talk for Teduary, where we talked about books for Teddy. And we've actually done a show before. We talked about Resident Evil, but that was more like a singular thing. Today, we each watched an animated movie, and we're here to present those animated movies to you. Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you're the boss.
Oh, I'm the boss? Well,
You,
I'm trying to refrain from making any more jizz jokes.
Yeah, well, you chose to be the boss at the beginning of the episode. Remember, you said that you're going to take charge.
You all heard
Oh.
that, right? Spencer said I'm the boss.
Yeah, of this episode.
Okay. it was just nice to hear that, Spencer. Thank you.
Please pick somebody.
Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I pick Spencer.
There you go.
By his toe.
By my toe.
I got him.
All right, so my game, I said game. My
Whoa! Take it back. This is a movie.
let
talk,
me walk
Spencer.
it back a little bit.
No. I need you to stop. I need you to refresh. Get into
Okay.
movie Spencer mode. Movie critic. Here we go.
Okay,
Okay.
my game. No,
Go,
Game.
my movie.
Sir fails twice.
My movie predates. I'm gonna guess both of your movies.
You already know what predates my movie.
I know it predates Alex's movie. I don't know what Teddy's movie is, but I think mine predates his. So it's the oldest. It is a very old movie. It is animated, as the
Older than
rules.
Brian.
What's that?
Older than Brian.
No, nothing's older.
Nothing
than
is. Yeah,
Oh.
nothing is. Brian's
Anime
always been.
wasn't. Yeah.
My movie, I used to watch this as a child. I don't know where we got it, but my mom must have found it somewhere for probably 50 cents. And and we had this movie and I would watch it. It's a movie called Gulliver's Travels.
Wow, I read that in high school.
It came out
Really?
in 1939
Oh,
in
there.
in Technicolor. It was
Wow.
produced
Sorry,
by produced by Max Fleischer, and directed by Dave Fleischer. They're twins. You gonna fact check me on that, Alex?
Yes, they are. They are brothers. Fleischer Studios.
Are they twins though?
Yes, they are. They are. Oh, actually, I don't know if they are twins. That's a question for the ages. Only Popeye would know because they made Popeye cartoons, Betty Boop, and the old Superman shorts.
There you go. Which we actually had that too. Maybe we got like a Fleischer special or something. Gulliver washes ashore on Lilliput and attempts to prevent war between that tiny kingdom and its equally minuscule rival, Blefuscu, as well as smooth the way for the romance between the princess and the prince of the opposing lands. In this, he is alternately aided and hampered by the Lilliputian town crier and General Fuss Budget Gabby, who is a man. Gabby, like he likes to talk. A life-threatening situation develops when the bumbling trio of Blefuscu spies, Sneak, Snoop, and Snitch, manage to steal Gulliver's pistol. So it's one portion of Gulliver's Travels where he's the giant, and he washes ashore and on Lilliput, and they find him, and they don't really know what to do with him. But he gets caught between a political war, well, an actual war between two different kingdoms, and it's basically a musical. Like every scene, more than a Disney movie, breaks down into music. The audio back in the day was a little rough, so it's kind of hard to hear a lot of the words, but the songs are nice enough. I'm not a big cartoon guy. I don't know a whole lot about this stuff. Alex probably knows more about this movie than I do. I'm sure he knows way more about it, like especially behind the scenes. But the animation is really smooth. It's kind of impressive to see it back in the day. Ironically, I think older cartoons actually look better than modern ones because nowadays they just don't really try. And I think it's almost kind of the joke of modern cartoons. But these look really, really pretty. I will say that one of the weird parts of this movie was the Lilliput and the world that they inhabit looks very different than Gulliver. Gulliver seems to be his animation and appearance, just the style seems so different between them. Like the people of Lilliput have like button noses and look really cartoonish. And Gulliver was animated to look as real as possible. He was very lifelike, which maybe was done. I'm guessing it was done on purpose to just differentiate it and make you understand just how different the two are. But it made it look more like he wasn't just a giant, but like a different creature altogether. But obviously, he was just a human. Overall, I was impressed by it. It's a little short. It's only an hour and like 10 minutes long. But it was a fun time. It was interesting.
Yeah, so they actually used a lot of rotoscoping for this movie, which I don't know if you guys know what rotoscoping is. I hope you do. It's been around for a long time.
I don't know what
That's where you,
rotoscoping is.
Oh, really? That's where you like trace the picture of a person to make a drawing, basically. So like they use that for like the original Prince of Persia and stuff to like make the people look like they're actual people. That's what rotoscoping is. And they used to use that technique a lot, especially back in the old Superman shorts. They were really fluid shorts with like realistic body proportions, and that's what they used for Gulliver's Travels. So that's probably what makes the movie look a little weird with the characters, where like some look kind of people-y and some look like cartoony. Is that they use a lot of rotoscoping, which is a pretty cool and at the time pretty new technique.
Made you pick it?
I used to watch it a lot as a kid, and I was gonna go real cheap out and just pick this this old. I always enjoyed it. This old retelling of what's the egg that falls off the what's the name of the egg?
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. I had this old Humpty Dumpty video we used to watch too, where he fell off a wall. But it's a very violent movie, and he like gets slaves and starts whipping them. It was a little much, so I switched to Gulliver's Travels, and it was a lot more friendly. The movie actually has some emotional scenes to it. They do try to kill Gulliver with his pistol, and you think that they accidentally kill the prince, but spoiler alert, he's alive and they get married. But yeah, it was surprisingly good, especially considering how old it was. I don't usually like older stuff, but it's entertaining.
Well, this is like the golden age of animation. So this is like my favorite age of animation is the late 20s and 30s. It's just like and I'm curious because I haven't watched this in a very long time. I have seen this before. Was there anything that you saw? Because I was catching stuff all the time when I'm watching these old movies. That would definitely not fly today. It doesn't have to be anything too awful. Like I'm just curious.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not in this one. In this one, it was pretty tame, and there was only like one female character in the entire. Maybe that wouldn't fly because it's not very diverse, but nothing like outwardly offensive. Like the female was just the princess, and no, I don't think anything was too offensive.
Okay. So I was reading up, and this actually was inspired after the success of Snow White, because Snow White came out, and everyone shit their pants because they realized they can make animated movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a big push for this movie.
Did you ever read Gulliver's Travels?
No, I never read it.
I thought it was kind of boring, but I was like a dumb kid, so I don't know. I mean, it's like a guy who like goes to like four kind of fantastical locations, and one of them is like the small people, and like another's like big people or something. Get the last two, but you said this is only part of the
It's the first part. Yeah.
story. Yeah.
It's I know that the book is pretty influential. It's a pretty important book in the history of literature. It's one of the early satires where they try to look at the, politics and how just ridiculous it is. Like in this movie, I don't think this is how it goes in the book, but because I haven't read it. But in this movie, they're gonna get married. Like the prince and the princess are about to get married, and they can't decide on what song they're gonna sing at the wedding. So then they go to war. So it's just obviously in this, it's just a big joke about how people go to war for the dumbest reasons. And at the very end of the movie, they sing the songs together at the same time. It's very heartwarming.
Okay.
Oh wow! If you go to the Wikipedia, you just watch the entire movie on the Wikipedia page. It's there.
Yeah.
An hour and 16 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's a free movie anywhere. You can watch it. I watched it on YouTube. I just pulled it up.
I just thought it all those old cartoons now are, I think, all public domain.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that it's linked onto Wikipedia. Yeah. It's like so small. I could imagine just like sitting here watching the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's on the Wikipedia page. Read some more stuff about it. I didn't know that it lost 2 awards to Wizard of Oz. Apparently came out the same year.
Ooh, bummer.
Yeah. It was like 2. It was like for the music.
Wizard of Oz is a better movie. For sure.
Yeah, with better music, but yeah, apparently it was nominated for like 2 awards, and it lost them both to Over the Rainbow, because of course.
Yeah, how do you beat that? That's like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's like one of my favorite songs. I really like that. Wizard of Oz is an important movie to me. I like that movie a lot.
Also, the Fleischer brothers were not twins.
Yeah, they were
Max
twins.
was older.
Twin brothers.
Max Fleischer is older. Was older. They're dead now.
You can be older and still be twins.
So the budget was $700,000, and it made $3.27 million in box office. Pretty good.
Smash hit.
Smash hit. Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah.
Fleischer.
There it is.
It's just a flesh wound.
Teddy, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys remember the keyword that you're supposed to remind me?
Come on, let's get that memory, Alex. Memory boy.
When was when was this?
It's during the last video.
The episode that's coming out next week.
Keyword.
To remind me of that.
Does it start with a J?
No. S.
S?
I know what it is.
Spencer, what is it?
I thought you were a memory boy.
I know, but we just recorded it, and I
Wasn't
don't
tapping.
remember.
That's what it was.
I haven't listened to that episode yet.
I'll give you a clue. They're very dirty.
Very dirty.
Yeah.
Sluts? Slots?
Yeah. Slots.
Slots! There we go.
Talk about some slots. I watched Beavis and Butthead do America.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a movie.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a movie.
I actually didn't get to finish because we were on a time crunch today, but I was just scrolling through my YouTube premium movie section. I saw they had it on there, so I was like, hell yeah, I like Beavis and Butthead. And this one's pretty funny. The premise is Beavis and Butthead, I think their TV gets stolen from outside their window. And the classic Beavis and Butthead, like, don't even realize that it was stolen. They're just like, oh, the TV's gone. Like, so they do like all types of maneuvers to try and go get a TV. They wind up at this guy in a motel's room to come take his TV, and he confuses them because he's drunk. He hired some hitmen, and they arrived before the hitmen. So he thinks Beavis and Butthead are the hitmen, and he tries to put him out on a hit to go do his wife, as in like do her in. But Beavis and Butthead are thinking it's make love to his wife. He's like, I'm gonna pay you $10,000 to go do my wife. And they're like, 10 grand. That's pretty good money. Do your wife. Yeah. What a score. And so it becomes a cross-country travel movie between Beavis and Butthead on this quest to do the wife. But she's a convict. He's a convict. And so it results in all sorts of, I guess, tragic comedy of errors kind of thing. Like, wrong place, wrong time. But they somehow are like totally fine throughout all of it. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of interesting characters. I think there's I don't know if it is Hank of the Hill, but there's a very close guy
Yeah.
to like that character in
It's
the movie.
Mr. Anderson. It's their neighbor.
I see.
Yeah, but he's like a proto Hank. Yeah.
Yeah, proto Hank. He's just one of many. Like, there's this granny on the plane, and one of my favorite moments is something's wrong with Beavis, and she gives him like these pills, and he just starts swallowing them, and he starts tripping out because it's like stay awake pills. And he's just cracked out on the plane, and he just runs around, throws his shirt over his head. It's like, I'm going to hold you up. It's like shit like that all throughout the movie. That was a couple of times. A lot of funny moments, even the confusion of because they're going to Vegas, and so the lady's like, "Oh, there's a lot of good slots in Vegas," and Beavis like, "Oh, there's good slots in Vegas. This chick's pretty cool." And yeah, the movie I think it's like a good 25 to 30 years old. It was made in the 90s. And the initial phase of Beavis and Butthead. I'm not the biggest Beavis and Butthead watcher, but I do appreciate it, and I enjoyed it from back in the days. Sometimes it's a little dumb, but I think the movie's pretty solid. It's a good MTV style road trip story.
I actually just got done. I'm a big Mike Judge fan. I don't love Beavis and Butthead, but King of the Hill is totally my jam. But I just got done watching Idiocracy again. I've seen that movie a number of times, but I just watched it again recently, and I am convinced that Mike Judge might be one of the best storytellers that exists. I just think he knows how to like tie everything together and give you like a satisfying conclusion of what he was trying to tell you. Everything he does, he can do it so well, and it's so impressive every time I see anything he does.
Oh yeah, Office Space is like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, same. It's a classic. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, Office Space is like such a well-rounded written movie that everything ties back into each other.
Yeah,
it's so good. Dude, this is a good movie. Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's a solid movie. I really like this one. I don't know if you know, but they actually, because they have like a new series out on like one of the, I think it's Paramount or something. They did a second movie called Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe recently. That's like calls back to this movie.
Isn't that where they're told that they have white privilege and then they're like super happy about it?
Yeah, they're like, get out of the way, we have white privilege.
Yeah, get out of my way.
Yeah, like doing whatever they want because they have white privilege. That one's pretty funny too. I've watched some of the newer episodes and it still has that like charm that the old ones have, where like, I don't know how Mike Judge did it, but he wrote those characters to be like, it's totally stupid and like unbelievable, but also like a pretty smart commentary on like youth at the time, like the youth of the time. So, this is a good movie though. My favorite part of this movie that I remember was the desert section, where not only do they find their dads and don't realize that those are their obvious dads, but also like they fucking trip out. And there's like the Rob Zombie sequence where it plays like the fucking and it has like the weird imagery and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of like rock band crossover at the time.
Yeah.
In the movie itself, I wasn't expecting some of that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I also love how what is it? The FBI, CIA, one of those was like, he's like, we might be dealing with the two most dangerous criminals in the country. It's fucking Beavis and Butthead.
Everyone they investigate, they have to do like an anal swab test. Full search.
Do you? I mean, obviously they did like a new one, but that was for like a streaming platform. Do you think a movie like this would be able to like play in theaters today? Like do well in theaters today? I haven't answered to that. I'll tell you in a second.
Do I think it would do well, like if it didn't come out then and is coming out for the first time?
Yeah, if they made like a new Beavis and Butthead movie like this in this style and actually released it as like a theatrical movie.
In the art style?
Yeah, hand drawn art style.
I'd say the art style would go over well with a modern crowd. You?
I would actually say no because there's been evidence recently. I watched which I actually do enjoy the show. The Bob's Burgers movie came out like last year, I think, and I saw it in theaters. And I thought it was pretty good, but apparently it flopped hard. Which that was like the last time I saw like a traditional hand drawn cartoon like movie.
And would you blame that on the art style?
I don't know. Maybe it's like it's like an adult themed hand drawn animated movie. Maybe there's just not like a audience for that now.
I might not be hip to the scene as much, but I never saw Bob's Burgers as that popular. Like I know it's popular.
It is.
No, it's clearly not because it didn't do well. If it were popular enough that it would do
the
well.
show is popular, but like
What I'm saying is popular
guess...
enough to be like, because like I remember when they did the Simpsons movie.
That was big,
and it could have been way bigger, but they did it way too late to the point where most of us had stopped watching the Simpsons. And I went to the movie theater and saw it ironically, but it was not good. It was not a very good movie.
That wasn't, yeah.
And it was just...
It was definitely a hit because I saw it too.
But like with the cartoons, I think they have to really strike when the iron is hot. And
also having that name recognition, I feel like Bob's Burgers is like internet famous or something.
It's like meme famous.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's quite at the level where you could really make like a big movie and it would score big. I don't know.
Well, there's also another issue with like movies like this, with this like this one, the Simpsons movie and the Bob's Burgers movie, is that like at the end of the day they just feel like longer episodes, right? Mm-hmm. I think maybe this movie, the Beavis and Butthead movie feels a little more because like Beavis and Butthead episodes are usually pretty simple, so maybe this one does take the concept a little further. But in terms of like Simpsons and Bob's Burgers, those movies really just felt like episodes of the show, just a little longer.
Yeah, maybe you have to convince the audience that what they're going to get isn't something they can watch on their TV for free.
It is a movie. It's not just the show, but in the theater.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Anime, like there was a recent, I think the second Demon Hunter thing that came out in theaters was basically the last 2 episodes of the season that's already out and the first episode of the next season, and people went to see it.
I know that Dragon Ball one you went to see too. That one did really well.
I think with anime it's different because kind of like what we talked about in the one of the earlier episodes. I can't remember which one, but with anime, it's like it's part of like its ongoing story, and so it's like you have to watch this movie, or else you won't know, like it's literally like everything's built up to it, or it's important to the story. Whereas like if you tried to sell that with like The Simpsons, you know it's not going to mean anything like of consequence.
And the iron is hot right now for anime.
Yeah.
Anime it's like Bob's Burgers. It's like he might lose the restaurant. It's like he's not going to lose. It's Bob's Burgers. It's literally in the name. So it's just that's something I was thinking about. We were talking about the movie. Just like would this movie have a place today?
Can we all three give our best Beavis and Butthead snicker?
I wish Brian was here. He could do it.
Oh yeah, Brian does that, doesn't he?
Yeah. He does a really good Beavis and Butthead.
Brian, make a video response. Ready, guys? Oh, you have
Okay.
to add us in your video response. 3, 2,
Wait, all at once?
yeah,
Okay.
Which one are we doing, Beavis or Butthead?
your choice. Surprise me.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
We all chose Butthead.
Yeah.
What's Beavis more like?
Damn it, Beavis.
Damn it, Beavis. That's more Hank Hill.
That's Hank. Damn it, Beavis. Damn it, Beavis.
Beavis.
I saw those two fellas in my wagon. Backing off. All right. The
All right,
host with the most.
that's the show, right? That's the end of the episode. Ah, I got you. I had to do it.
It brought the game talk tradition into movie talk.
That's the end of the roll credits, right? It's a movie. I'm just kidding.
Jizz out.
So,
Now let the
you
jizz out.
watched a movie from the 90s, and Spencer watched a movie from the 30s, and I watched a movie a few years older than that, Spencer. My movie is from 1982. I watched, and I'm going to hold up my copy here. I watched The Last Unicorn. This is the 25th anniversary of The Last Unicorn.
Brian would have seen the first unicorn.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
It's more like Final Fantasy. It's not the last one.
He rode the first unicorn.
Yeah.
So The Last Unicorn is based off of a book. I'm curious if Teddy knows what that book is. If he's ever seen it before. Teddy, have you ever read the book before?
The book is called The Last Unicorn?
Yeah.
No.
It's an old book. Okay. It's based off of a book. This is an adaptation made by Rankin and Bass. If you know that name, I did mention it in the rankings episode because he also did Thundercats. But they're more notably, they did all of the old Christmas cartoons. So if you ever watch Rudolph or Santa Claus is Coming to Town or any of those fucking Frosty, those are all Rankin and Bass. And in the 80s, they made a full animated movie, The Last Unicorn. The Last Unicorn is about, you guessed it, the last unicorn. She's very confused on what happened to the other unicorns. She has no clue. She finds out by a caterpillar, or a butterfly. I guess it was a previous caterpillar. Tells her that this mythical creature called the Red Bull, no relation to the Red Bull, has pushed all of the unicorns to the ends of the earth. So that's her goal, is to find all of the unicorns. She picks up some friends along the way in classic fantasy fashion. This is very fantasy, like 80s fantasy, by the way. She gets a magician who is not very good at being a magician. He just wants to learn true magic. She gets a cook who was working with another crew that ditches them to go with her after she sees the last unicorn. And lastly, a knight who is actually voiced by, you guessed it, Jeff Bridges. Bring him in. Here's Jeff Bridges. This movie was very refreshing to watch now because they don't make animated movies like this anymore. And what I mean by that is that there was stuff in this movie. Okay, well, for one, unlike most animated movies now, there was no like pandering joke. You know, when you watch like an animated movie now and there's like obviously a joke that was made for like the trailer, you know, and it's like, oh, I guess we gotta find the other unicorns. How do we know? Well, they poop sparkles. You know, they'd have a joke like that and that would go right in the trailer. There was nothing like that. This all felt very, I don't know, authentic, very like just based in its own reality. So that was nice. And there were a lot of jokes that, or not jokes, but like segments that I don't think would fly today. There was a tree with big tits. The wizard accidentally turns. He's like tied to a tree, and he tries to escape, and he turns the tree into like a woman, like a big tree woman, and he's like stuck between her tits for a second, and she's like, "Oh, I love you, I love you," and then then the unicorn gets him out. And for part of the movie, the unicorn is like, the wizard turns her into a woman, and whenever he first does that, she's like naked. It doesn't show anything, but she's like naked at first. That wouldn't fly today. And there was talks of alcohol. There was a whole section where they had to like convince a skeleton that he was drinking wine, even though he was drinking a bottle of nothing. And even like, I think even the talk of alcohol would not fly in an animated movie today. There would be a big uproar about that. very good movie. The music was done by the band America. Do you guys know who America is?
I've heard of them.
They did that song. It's like it's a horse with no name. It's like I went through the desert on a
desert.
horse with no name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's America. They did the entire soundtrack, and them and the London Symphony Orchestra. And I tell you what, the songs for this movie are really fucking good. I was just watching and it would like cut to like these like animated segments where the band America would be playing the song, and it would have like these really beautiful visuals. It's really cool. Again, they don't make animated movies like this anymore, and I think even at the time, I think Disney was on a bit of a low point before their like '90s renaissance. So, yeah, there's some other actors in this. Christopher Lee was in this. Do you guys know Christopher Lee?
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Who else was in this? I'm trying to see if there's anybody else I know. Where's Jeff Bridges who said that? Trying to see if there's anybody else I like recognize. There's a lot of older actors I don't recognize because this is from the '80s. Let's see.
Well, I see a comparison just looking at images to Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Raya and the Last Dragon is this generation's
The Last Unicorn.
Yeah.
But no, this was a very and like the world. Even though I'm not into that style of fantasy, the world itself feels very like Tolkien-esque, like Lord of the Rings-esque, and that's probably has something to do with the fact that it was an old book before it was a movie. But yeah, I mean, this was a really good movie. It did pretty good in the box office. I'm trying to think here. It made 6.5 million. It looks like in the box office, which
What's the
I don't
budget?
know what the budget was.
Yeah.
It didn't say the budget on here, but I'm guessing for an '80s animated movie, that's probably pretty good. But yeah, really good movie. Not one I hear people talk about that often.
Looks cool. Do you feel the age of like maturity in cartoons, like I guess like adult maturity is dead?
Yeah, like I was kind of alluding to, like if this movie was made today, it'd probably lean a little more into like the jokey nature of everything and try to like lean it, try to make it appeal more towards a younger audience, which to me is upsetting because I think this movie still does, like, it could entertain a younger audience and an older audience alike, but today it'd be targeted in on just like kids and have those like dumb jokes where it's like, well, you poop sparkles, right? Or something like that because it's a unicorn. But yeah, it was like this felt like it could just be like a live action movie if it wanted to.
Is this your favorite Rankin Bass production?
No, Thundercats by far.
Oh, Thundercat! You liked it, Thundercats more than this?
Oh, I fucking love Thundercats.
Oh,
But no, but this is really this is up there though. I actually got this for Christmas because I told my mom one day, I was like, hey, if you ever see a copy of The Last Unicorn, let me know. I was like, I'll buy it. And then apparently that same day she immediately went online and bought me a copy of The Last Unicorn for Christmas. So
it's
people sorry, go ahead.
It's funny you say that it's Tolkien-esque. You must know this already.
Mhm.
That they also did The Hobbit and The Return of the King.
Yep. Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, they did the Hobbit, Return of the King, and then I think Ralph Bakshi did one of the Lord of the Rings, didn't he? I don't remember which one he did.
That's me. I'm just looking at the filmography here.
Ralph Bakshi. I could have watched a Ralph Bakshi movie because he's like my favorite, but I wanted to watch this. I've been looking for an excuse.
Those are actually reviewed pretty well, from what I remember.
Yeah, they're good. I've seen those. Again, I'm a big Ralph Bakshi fan, so I've seen. Let me look up whatever one he did.
Big Lord of the Rings fan too.
I would recommend watching the animated ones. Yeah, he did Lord of the Rings 1978. Was Ralph Bakshi, and I've seen that. But yeah, Rankin and Bass. I know. I've seen The Hobbit. Damon actually has a copy of that, I believe.
Oh, it's pretty short. It's only 78 minutes.
The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a halfling after all.
But this is good. Like I said, it's just from like a different era of animated movie. I feel like that era definitely died off in the piece. I think, like around the time of the Disney Renaissance.
I love I saw the Little Drummer Boy. That's funny. I love Frosty the Snowman. I think that's such a great little movie.
Dude, I watch all of those Christmas shorts every year. Those are timeless.
It's weird then. So they go back and forth between like claymation and actual animation.
Mm.
It's weird they didn't they were good at both.
Yeah, it's surprising. I remember the first time I found out they did like Thundercats with their cartoons. We're being like, what? I thought they just did like the little claymation things.
Yeah.
Trying to see if what other movies they've done, because I am interested to see.
Rankin Bass?
Yeah,
I can tell you.
What other movies?
The Daydreamer. The Wacky World of Mother Goose.
Whoa.
The Little Drummer Boy. Frosty the Snowman. The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Well, I was looking more like the full features, because those are like shorter TV specials.
Well, I'm giving you all of them.
Okay.
Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
That's my favorite one, honestly.
The Hobbit, The Return of the King. Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. Pinocchio's Christmas. Ooh, that's weird. I love Pinocchio. I wonder if I'd like that. The Last Unicorn. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. And then they also worked on, they were like co-producers, basically. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Marco. What the hell is that? And then Bushido Blade. What? What's Bushido Blade? Isn't that a game?
It's also a Christmas special.
Bushido Blade.
Apparently Rankin and Bass also attempted live action stuff, and they worked on King Kong Escapes, which I have seen. It's a Toho movie.
Is that a Christmas movie?
I mean, if you want to see King Kong fight a robot King Kong, then yes.
Merry Christmas, King Kong.
Santa Claus flies by.
Merry Christmas, Bushido Blade.
I didn't know they had anything to do with any Toho stuff. I'm also a big Toho fan. That's cool. The more I learn, man, about Rankin and Bass, the cooler they are.
One day you can Rankin and Bass.
Rank them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was The Last Unicorn. Happy I got to watch it.
Best one ever.
Sorry, Damon. I should have done Fritz the Cat, because Damon bought me a copy of Fritz the Cat.
Maybe next movie talk.
It's about a really horny cat. That's Ralph Bakshi.
Horny You Lie. Coming soon.
Then I could have talked about Jizz. But Fritz the Cat.
Already did.
There's actual fucking in that movie. Spencer's looking up Fritz the Cat.
Yeah. Fritz, cat, fucking.
I believe there's like animal tits in that movie.
I found him on Rule 34.
Oh, did you find Fritz the Cat on Rule 34? Can you
Shouldn't need
find the
Rule
last unicorn?
34, and it's already in the movie.
Yeah, no, it's already in the movie. Ralph Bakshi popularized adult animation.
Yeah. Well, this is better than the movie.
But it's already fucking in the movie.
Well, this is better fucking. You want the last unicorn?
Yeah. Is there any last unicorn Rule 34?
Not a Beavis and Butthead.
Okay, we'll do that one next.
All right.
Nothing from the last unicorn.
Damn.
I mean, there's plenty of unicorns if you just want that.
But not the last one.
They're all like middle unicorns. Beavis and Butthead.
There has to be Beavis and Butthead.
There is Beavis and Butthead.
Can you describe one of the pictures to us? I don't want to see it. I just want to know. Paint me an image.
Okay. There's one done in the vein of like an old maybe like an old PC game. It's almost like a fighting game. It has Beavis on the left, Butthead on the right. And they have health bars. I think I might have mixed those up, but it doesn't matter. And they're in a bedroom, and it looks like Beavis is sodomizing Butthead, but they're both smiling. And there's a picture of there's a Guar poster and a skull poster.
Wow. I know what I'm getting off to tonight.
You know, if I'm looking at this correctly too, it almost looks like Beavis has one of his fingers up his ass too, with his penis. But it's not entirely clear.
Yeah,
That's
need more
art.
investigation.
Is Rule 34 art. Beavis confirmed.
Really, the artist left that up for interpretation. Is his finger up his butthole?
Just his dick. You decide. Make a video response.
Make a video response. Thanks for attending Movie Talk, audience. We hope you enjoyed it.
Just throw out all your popcorn and beverages on your way out of the movie theater.
Yeah,
I put the
don't leave anything
picture
on
in the
floor.
I put the picture in our chat.
Oh, god damn it.
Now we don't have to imagine.
That looks like this. That looks like the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. Looks like Earthbound.
Yeah, it's very Earthbound-esque.
I love Butthead's face.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's terrifying.
This is way less graphic than I thought it was going to be.
It's really bad. The window is like not even flush with the wall.
Right, something's wrong with the window. You're right. It's not.
This has to be taken from the game.
It's straight from the video game.
I mean, it looks like it. Like it's like a Genesis game, I think, or something, or like Super Nintendo game or something like that. It's like 16-bit game.
Where Beavis fucks Butthead in the ass.
Okay, well, not that part, but the rest of it.
It's like the assets.
Why would you even make this? Is this
Dude,
like,
somebody
you can't even?
somebody came to this.
At the same
Just
time
remember
as
that.
I have this open on my screen, I got a pop-up from Windows Security.
That's valid. That's a good pop-up. I would listen to that.
I hope you delete this picture from your hard drive, Spencer.
No, I've actually downloaded every picture off of the Rule 34 site that Beavis and Butthead
You're
related.
preparing for the ranking?
Yes.
Ranking Beavis and Butthead porn.
Yes. And I know what my S tier
at
is.
least +1 for aesthetic.
Yeah. This
Now,
is
I
S tier
see-
material.
I see a lot more Beavis than I do Butthead here. I don't enjoy that. It's
Mm.
Beavis
Not
and
really
Butthead.
tidy.
There's plenty of Butthead here to go around. You just have to look. You just have to know where to find it.
There's butt and head.
Too much butt, not enough head. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
Eh. I wish we played Beavis and Butthead now.
Too late.
Try to recreate this.
Who knows what we played? Find out next week on Jizz talk.
Thanks for fapping.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them Button Mappers.